Hello, this is Marcus Guiliano from Aroma Thyme Bistro. Some say I'm a chef on a mission, and you can go to chefonamission.com to see all of my videos. This is a very short, informative video about some of the differences here at Aroma Thyme and why we love you, our customers, our guests. One of the differences here is our calamari. Did you know the majority of calamari is caught in China, processed in China, and shipped to the United States? So when you go to an Italian restaurant or any restaurant that's serving calamari, you have to be very wary if you're trying to avoid Chinese products. But the question is, why aren't we using American calamari? Because there is a lot of American calamari. And in fact, here at Aroma Thyme, we only use American calamari. Now, when it comes to calamari, there's one major company out there, one major player out there that actually switched in 2010 in the summertime from American caught and processed calamari to American caught and processed in China, so they could essentially, quote unquote, keep up with the demands of, or so the supply. I personally think it was to save labor and save money and cut costs. And a lot of seafood companies do this. They'll catch something in one part of the world and ship it to China to actually process to save on the processing, to save labor. But not the calamari that we're using here at Aroma Thyme. The calamari that we use is something called the Right Choice Squid, caught in Rhode Island, processed in Rhode Island, and sent to us. And I actually have an invite from the processor to come take a look and see what they're doing. So at some point I'm going to expand this video here of calamari to being in the plant and watching the boats land on the dock and see the whole process coming through. And of course I'd love to get out there and see how they're actually catching it. That's hopefully a project for this summer. In 2011 I'll get up to Rhode Island and do that. But I have an open invitation from our processor to see exactly what they're doing, and I'm so excited about that. So be wary of calamari. Now, I've been to a lot of restaurants. I go eat a lot because it's research and development for me. And I'm always out and about at wine tastings and industry events. And I always ask, even though I'm not going to order the calamari, I always ask, where is your calamari from? And of course, the first thing they say is, I don't know. And when they go to look, they say it's from China. And you'd be an overwhelming 90% of restaurants say this. And on the other side, when I order from vendors, I would say at least 90% of vendors say that as well. It's really shocking to see, and I have vendors that have sworn to me, because they know I have calamari on my menu, and they, Marcus, we'd like a portion of your calamari business. Can we send you a sample? And I'm like, well, sure, that'll actually work. Send me a sample. Is it American? I swear it's American. They tell me it's only American. We only deal with American. And when the sample gets here, it's actually a Chinese product. And it's a little bit disappointing. And I have to tell you that this is like this all over the industry with labeling and origins and things like that. So you have to be very, very, very careful. So just another reason why we love you here at Aroma Thyme Bistro. Proudly serving American calamari, American caught and American processed calamari. It costs us on average 20% more on average, minimum 20% more, but we feel it's well worth it to support an American product and keep jobs here in American processing plants. I'm Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. AromaThymeBistro.com. So after I shot the calamari video, I wanted to add a little update here. I've officially spoken to two of the biggest well-known calamari producers from the United States, Fisherman's Pride and Town Dock. These two guys have had really the market locked up on calamari in the United States for restaurants. And over the last couple years, they've actually have two different lines: American product, imported product, Chinese, Thailand product, something like that, okay? As of last year, Town Dock has officially, how do I say this? They're still claiming they're using the American product, but they're shipping it to China to being processed. It says product of China on it. I'm not sure if they're mixing things in. It's a little sketchy. Fisherman's Pride, which had an American and an Asian product as well, has officially told me on the phone that they've moved all of their catch to Asia. That they're not catching American because it's way too expensive and they can't compete with the stuff that's coming out of Asia. So that was an update from Fisherman's Pride. They have no set date if they plan to come back to America and start fishing and processing here in America, but all their fishing and processing is overseas. All of Town Dock is their processing overseas, even though they're stating in this letter. But the product, here's the biggest problem I have. I've seen some seafood that says product of Alaska, like I said, and processed in China. I'm not sure why Town Dock has chosen to put product of China on the whole label and mention nothing about American. So if you go to their websites are not accurate. Fisherman's Pride website is not. I was all excited when I saw American on there. I did a little more research because that's my job to do research, and I found out that there really is not much American calamari out there, brands, and the price is astronomical. Again, at Aroma Thyme, we are only supporting American calamari. We have a phenomenal source for it that we're going to go check